one is greedy or envious or violent. The fact is that you are violent, greedy, envious or violent. That's a fact. The non-fact is, non-violence must not be greedy, you must be noble, etc., etc. So there is a movement away from what is. And therefore that is conflict. Right? Come on, sirs. So when you do not move away from what is, when thought does not move away, then it is, then only there is what is. Right? I am violent. One is violent. That's a fact. I'm not, there is no escape from it whatsoever. Suppression of all the violence, which is another form of violence. So you are left with violence or with greed or with envy. Can you have an insight into violence? Violence implies conflict. Violence implies running away from what is. Violence implies having an ideal of non-violence. So when you put away all that, you are left with what is. And to have an insight into that can only happen. Please follow this, give your heart to this. That can only happen when you are completely free of any form of having a desire to change what is. Right? You understand this? Are we all together in this, or am I just talking to myself? No, please, life is very short. And to find out a way of living which is righteous, and righteousness is only when there is no conflict. And how do you have an insight into what is? You understand my question? We are governed. Why are we governed? What is government? You follow everything. And that is what is. And how do you have an insight into what is? Which is, I'm taking an example of violence. All forms of government are violent. The extreme right and the extreme left, or even the center. And there is violence. Human beings are violent. They say it is part of his nature. And therefore you must accept it. Being aware, one doesn't accept anything. We question, we said yesterday, day before, there is the art of doubt. The art of doubt is to let doubt express itself and also to learn when not to. So, how does one have an insight into this, into violence? Without analysis, you understand? You see the problem? Because if you analyze, as we went into it, if you escape from it, and so on, they're all forms of the activity of thought which avoids the solution of what is. Right? Now you understand? God's sake, come on. And how do I or you have an insight into this question of violence? What is the state of the mind? Please, what is the state of your mind when you are looking at what is? You understand what I'm saying? I'm asking you, what is the state of your mind when you are not escaping, not trying to transform or deform what is? What is the state of that mind that's looking? I may say something which may be shocking, but please go into it with me. The state of the mind that has an insight, it is completely empty. Right? Because it's free from escapes, free from suppression, analysis, and so on. So when all these burdens are taken away, right, because you see the absurdity of them, it's like taking away heavy burden. So there is freedom. Freedom implies an emptiness to observe, right? And that emptiness gives you insight into violence. Not the various forms of violence, the whole nature of violence and the structure of violence. And therefore there is immediate action from immediate action about violence, which means you are free completely from all violence. You get it, for God's sake, get it. Have you understood? Is your mind, when you look at what is greed, envy, jealousy, whatever it is it empty to observe so that there is instant insight and action? And therefore freedom from what is. Get it?